2, 1, 2, 3, 4. WA6 LOL Sonora. One, 2, 3, 4. WA6 LOL Charlie Mike 97. 1, 2, 3.
WA6 LOL N6 SWR Delta Mike 05.
Well, hi. Well, you sound pretty good tonight down there in Bakersfield and up here in Sonora. How are you, N6SWR WA6LOL?
You sounding great down here in Bakersfield. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I heard you on the radio. I just had to come back to you. I've talked to you a couple of times, but usually during the net. But you're loud and clear here in Bakersfield. N6SWR.
Tell me your name again. N6SWR. Tell me your name again, please. Name here is Dave, D-A-V-E. What's your name?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Say again?
Tell me your name. Tell me your name. Name. Over.
Yeah, I'm copying you, but the propagation is kind of fading in and out.
Oh, yeah, it's doing that. Okay, well, anyway, you're sounding pretty good up here.
Roger. Well, have a good evening. Maybe I'll hear you on the net, be able to talk to you when the sun goes down, the propagation is a little better. N6SWR.
Roger. WA6LOL, Charlie Mike 97, standing by.
Roger, you got to remember, I'm only running the 11-element beam and 160 watts, so I can only do so much and only hear so much.
Uniform Sierra, Delta Mike 06. KI-60IB, KI-60IB, you're a little high on frequency there, Eric. K60 West, Delta Mike is 06. 1079 K6US. Yeah, thanks for checking me in, John. Make sure that they write down that I'm in DMO5. DMO5. Don't let them put down DMO6 next to my name. I'm operating the remote. K6US. Back to you.
K6OS, N6SWR, Delta Mike 05. K6OS, N6SWR.
Hey Ben, N6SWR, KM6SRR. I believe you're calling for Aaron, which is K6US, United States there, over.
Oh, Roger, I'm sorry. I just heard him on the radio. I just misheard the call sign. It's K6US.
Hey, Rob, let him know I can't key up again, or otherwise it's going to tick off John out there in the high desert.
Rob, is it K6US, Uncle Sam?
Testing, this is W6OWL.
Yes, Ben, that's his call sign. He just got back to me locally here. He can't key up again because he checked into them down there. They get all ticked off at him when he talks to people from that station. He has to call from his home QTH here in Fresno, and he's operating that one remote at the top of Tehachapi Mountain there. So anyway, good to hear you there, Ben. I'll have you checked in, KM6SRR.
Was it start? N6SWR.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah, go ahead. I heard Larry in there, too.
Yeah, you can put Larry down. I also heard WA6LOL, KI6EIV, and then you just got N6SWR, and I already worked KD6BQ on CW, so a couple people that I'm sure they'll check in later with Mike, but just to make sure that we get all four of those guys, and then now Larry. But hello, Larry, K6US.
Hey, Larry, W6OWL, KM6SR with K6US calling you.
Where do you go? KG6 Charlie Echo Fox, 982, Rob.
Towards the central valley there.
Hey! How's it going, Aaron?
Got you, Daryl.
Right on. Okay, thanks, Rob. Yeah, I'll be listening.
Up there in the high desert looking out towards the central valley.
buddy. K6MYC. How about KB6RQU?
Carrie's at his daughter's for dinner, Mike.
Roger. Well, I guess that's it. You said you got Eric earlier. That's odd. Was he up on the hill or something, Rob, or where was he?
Aaron picked him up, and I just heard John 711 also, K6MI.
Oh, Aaron is here? I didn't hear John at all. John, where are you?
Bringing the beam around now. Should be good about now.
There you go.
And I didn't talk to Eric. I just heard him in there in the background, so I'm assuming he'll come in later when you guys pointed at Tascadero. But just want to make sure he made it on the list. K6US 1079 and 1100.
Okay, good evening, Aaron. All right, well, I guess we could go to a Tascadero. We're not hearing anything. And you got Ben 247 already, huh, Rob?
Yep, he checked in. I don't know if you wanted to talk to him or not.
That's all right. Yeah, I had a little nappy poo. I fell asleep. Fell asleep somewhere just before 7 o'clock, and the next thing I know, I wake up and I hear a TV telling me what it's the break, and I looked at the clock and I said the break usually occurs around 7:30, and there it was, 7:31, so I was late. So I had to run out here, but I had to get flashlight and stuff, so I was about 5 minutes late. Sorry about that, guys. I did have everything turned on, though. So let's go over and see if we can find Tascadero.
Did you get Daryl checked in there, 982, Mike?
No, when was he in here?
Oh, when we were talking to LA, he checked in.
I didn't hear him. He's usually raucously loud here, so that's weird. Daryl, are you here? Darren? Where is he now?
109, sir. KJ6TYO. I checked in earlier with Aaron.
Okay, I hear you, Ron. 1009, good signal. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ron.
Good evening, Rob.
Okay, at Tascadero. B6QUI, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. W6QUI, under the fog here and high wind. Bozo 1055, over. And Eric's here. Eric's on channel 2. Go ahead, Eric.
Roger that. Oh, Mike, yeah, it's KN6EIV, Bozo number 1044.
Yeah, very good. We've got you. Where are you located tonight, Eric?
Mike, I'm sitting in a nice warm garage.
Oh, are you with Ron there?
Negative. Sitting in my own garage, which is really cool. I don't have to drive up on the hill.
Oh, well, you're doing pretty well from your own garage. It's amazing. Normally, we don't hear you from the home QTH there, so pretty good. So you must have found a good spot for the antenna there. Anyway, over to you, Rob, and let you say hello to Eric there now that he's in here. KN6EIV with KM6SRR to take it, K6MYC.
Good evening, Eric. KN6EIV, KM6SRR. Yeah, you were pretty loud the first transmission, and then you kind of got down to where I can just barely hear you there, but copyable. And I was pointed at Bakersfield and hearing Ron, so he's got a good signal there. Thanks, guys. KM6SR, back to net.
Did you copy? Did you copy that, Eric? No, we lost Eric all of a sudden. Go ahead, Ron.
Copy B6 JNP.
We lost both of them. What happened here?
I heard Eric in there really faint.
I have you, Dane, 107. We got you. Stand by.
Okay. Yeah, good evening to you, Rob. Copy you fine, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I'm sure there's a few. Anyway, I'm going to make a comment. Last weekend was the VHF contest. I made 0 contacts on 1200. I was very disappointed in that. And I heard you guys over there call, but you never heard me. So I think you were always pointed north or south for some reason. Hope we have better luck next time. K6NYC, just a comment. W6QEY.
Well, I normally would have expected that there would be other people in there helping me to tell me when you were on there. But apparently nobody showed up to let me know that you were on, so I didn't think about pointing over to 90 degrees because I didn't know you were there. I guess you were there for the Saturday night thing, is that right?
Yeah, I was there during the day also, and Saturday night. Roger, roger.
Well, normally you're so far off the beaten path for me. I would not normally point 90 degrees for anybody, and except on a schedule, or knowing that you were there. And of course, I didn't know you were there, and there was nobody here. Apparently, AA6S never worked the contest. He's the one that usually helps me, and I don't think Mike WA6AAJ was in here either. So we weren't aware of the fact that you were there. Rob was here. I don't know why we missed you. Rob usually hears you on 1296, so I'm very sorry I missed you. We sure as heck wanted to get you in there as a Charlie Mike 95 contact. You would have been the only one. So I'm sorry that we somehow screwed that one up. Over.
Well, maybe have better luck next time. But yeah, I told you I'd be on, and you mentioned the times, and that's when I was there. However, I did have a successful contact with Tom up in Santa Cruz on 70 centimeter, of course, on 2 meters. So that was a good one. Tom and I tried 70 probably last year. Yeah, I could hear him, but he couldn't hear my puny 13 watts. So, of course, I have 100 watts now, and we finally made contact. In fact, Eric worked him also, because he had 70 centimeters on his truck there. So, yeah, Eric was having a lot of fun over here with he's up on a hill on Cuesta where our big TV transmitter site is. And so he did pretty well over there. Okay, I know you want to keep the net going, so just wanted to mention that. So that's about it from here. You got any other comments there, Eric? W6QUI. Okay, well anyway, back to you, Mike, and see somebody Tuesday if they swing my way. Over.
We'll work you Tuesday for sure. Bill should be in here. It was surprising to me that Bill was not on for the contest. He was. I can't remember now what happened. I think Bill and Mike mentioned what was the problem, but anyway, that's what screwed me up. I probably got so tangled up by the end of the evening there that I never thought to going to 90 degrees and making some calls. Normally other people hear you, and I usually key off of their transmissions knowing that you're there. So I think that's what I was depending on, and it didn't happen. Anyway, 7-3 run, and sorry, we'll do better, and I'll work you on Tuesday night to make up for it. I'll work you twice Tuesday, okay?
Yeah, maybe that'll work. Okay, 7-3's all.
Okay.
7-3 Ron and Eric, KM6SR.
Okay, and I hear Dane. Good evening, WB6JNP. Go ahead, Dane.
620, Susie.
Okay, Mike. Nothing new to report in course gold. Just one thing after another, and all that. We leave tomorrow for Shaver, but I won't have any sideband with me. We'll just have the FM in the truck. So we'll be back in a week. So we'll be quiet on 6.2 and 70 centimeters. And then, like I said, we'll be back for the Monday net following week.
Okay, you'll be back in a week from tomorrow, huh?
QSL.
Okay. Very good. Well, thanks for letting us know that you will not be on UHF or VHF. I thought you would be. We've checked you in from up there before, of course. No worries. Anyway, thanks for checking in here this evening. Good evening. And Mike, I hear W6 Papa Echo. We hear you, Mike. Take a short one. W6 Papa Echo, Oakhurst, K6MYC.
Yeah, we're not taking the trailer.
That's W6PE, Michael, and yeah, well, I wanted to check in here and at least get in. I usually try and get in early because, as you know, I'm an early riser and early to bed. So, but yeah, pretty good signals here tonight on 2 meters, and yeah, I'm sorry I missed the contest that weekend, but I was out doing weed whacking and during the day, and by the time I was done weed whacking, I was done as well, and just went directly to bed. But hey, anyway, good to hear you, and I'll keep this report back to you, W6PE.
Okay, very good, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, we did miss you in the contest, but we missed a few others, so you weren't the only one. Hi. But yeah, we were pretty late. We didn't get started until about 8:30 or 8:45 on 1296. So you were long gone by that time if you'd been weed whacking all day. All right, 7-3, W6 Papa Echo, and Dane broke in. I probably didn't give Dane a chance to get his last comment in, and you covered him. You're stronger than Dane is tonight, so strange propagation. Dane, I missed your comment. WB6JNP, K6MYC. Go ahead. Well, we'll see him. I guess we'll get the explanation of the comment next Monday. Or later in the week here. No, he's done for the week. All right. Anybody else here before we go to Santa Cruz? Okay, here we go. Okay, KW6S or Alpha Foxtrot 6 United, K6MYC, over.
K6MYC, Alpha Fox 6 United.
Yeah, good evening, Lee. You sound like you're in the shack with me. I didn't know you moved over here.
I'd never move over there. It's too hot in the summertime. Go ahead.
Wasn't that hot here today? It probably got up to 85 or so. Did you get a temperature reading today sometime, Rob?
Yeah, I got a high of 94.
Really? I don't think I got that hot at my place, but maybe I was just numb from the neck both ways or something. Maybe I'm getting used to it. I don't usually miss by 10 degrees, but I guess I did.
Yeah, I'm showing 85 right now.
I'm showing 65, but it's because I'm sitting in front of the air conditioning that somebody up there gave me.
So it was a nice, even 70 degrees here today. The fog has rolled back in the evening, and
I think Darryl went over to the old-time radio net.
Mild overnight. I think it got down to maybe 58 or something like that overnight last night, and stayed nice and warm in the shack and nice and warm in the house. And yeah, we're pretty happy over here. K6NYC in the group, AF6U.
Yeah, the guys down there in the Tascadero said they were all bundled up. Never got up to 70, I don't think. Foggy and dense and cold. My son was over there. I'll talk to him tonight when he gets in here at about 10 o'clock and find out what the weather was like. But must have been a good work weekend because he got a lot done, I think. My grandson Tyler went down there with him. They had a big project, and not sure what it was, but they worked hard all weekend. So probably could do that when the temperature is only 65 to 75 over.
Yep, roger on that, Mike. I just saw a bobcat walking on our railing up here in the upper deck.
In much younger days, let's say. And we went through Arizona, and we kind of spent the night in a rest stop on the side of the freeway, and got up the next morning and just trying to get ready to get on the road again, and it's like 92, 94, something like that outside. And this old guy is out there with a push mower, not a power mower, but a push mower, mowing the grass in this rest area. And I looked at him and I went, man, are you crazy? It's like almost 95 outside here. And he goes, son, you got to get the work done when it's still cool outside. So ever since then, I've had a lot of respect for people that live in the heat. AF6U, back to you, Mike.
I like the story. You got to get it done while it's still cool. Yeah, as long as it's under 105, you got a good chance to get a lot of work done. All right. Good signal. Apparently, Rob isn't copying you. He made a comment over the top. Rob's got a bobcat in his back porch there. Tell us about the bobcat, Rob. Go ahead.
Yeah, outside of my window here, I was looking out our railing on our second-story deck, and the bobcat was walking along the railing there. Never seen him do that before. Interesting. And I was hearing Lee a little bit. He did go down when I made the comment, so I didn't know if you were talking to him or not. KM6SR.
I hear you, Rob. I actually have you at a good S2 tonight. You're coming in quite well here.
Steaming through at S2, Rob.
Yeah, I heard a couple words there, but couldn't quite make it out.
All right, very good. I wonder if you want to give a call. We'll give a call. Tom's around there somewhere. Good to hear you, Lee. Hope you had a good Father's Day. Are you a father?
Oh, yeah, 2 kids, both grown and on their own. One's up in Vancouver, Washington. The other one's out in Auburn. Yeah, and they're doing their thing and having a good time at it, too. So my son actually went to a minor league baseball game with his wife and daughter. Had a great old time because this was her first year on a Little League team. So, yeah. Good Father's Day, good Father's Day. And I had a chance to play a lot on the radio. K6NYC in the group, AF6 United.
Yeah, very good. You working 10 meters or 15 meters or something?
Oh, no. Most of everything that I was doing was on 20 meters. Every time I go to 10 meters, it's pretty much dead, and it seems like the only people that are going, oh, yeah, man, 10 meters is wide open are the people that are doing FT8, and I don't do FT8. So anyway, that's my story. 7-3, everybody. AF6U. Back to you, Mike.
Yeah, well, 10 meters is open probably for you, but you may not be pointing out to the Pacific.
Well, I might try it after I get done here. We'll see what else is going on, but I might give it a try. I actually worked Bowie this morning, about 6 o'clock in the morning. Had a really good QSO with a guy down there. Had another station from South Korea try to make a contact, but things just didn't work out. I heard him quite well, and I just wasn't sure where he wanted me to jump to, and we didn't quite make the QSO. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting morning. So Anyway, AF6 United, back to you.
Yeah, I worked a whole bunch of Europeans on Saturday night, and the band was wide open. It was noisy. That was the only problem on 20 meters looking toward Europe. We were hearing all the static crashes out of Texas and Mississippi and Alabama and all that, Louisiana. Big storms down there and very noisy. But we managed to make a lot of contacts with Europe, so that was good. That Saturday I had a long 2-hour chat with my friends in South Africa on 40 meters. It was quiet enough to work the big guys. One guy has one of the antennas that I make, the 40M2 Mini over there, ZS1 Papa Zulu, and we talked for 2 hours, never missed a word either way, so pretty decent contact. Okay, 7-3, let's see. KW6S, Tom, you must be in the shack by now, K6MYC. Oh, maybe he's out to dinner or something.
Yeah, I know. He's been expecting company over the summer, so they've been doing a lot of work around the house and getting things ready, because I think that they're going to have people staying there and off and on for several months. So I think he's been keeping pretty busy around the house. AF6U.
Yeah, maybe they may have just gone out to dinner. It's Father's Day, and if he had any kids coming in, they took him out to dinner, so that's what happened. All right. Thanks, Lee. 7-3. We'll see you maybe tomorrow on 6 and later on in the week, hopefully. AF6 United, K6MYC, going up into the Bay Area.
WB6JNN.
I hear WB6JNN. Good evening, Jim.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing? Hey, hello. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, there you go.
You need me to speak a little, I'll talk a little. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's about 85 degrees today, so sort of toasty. Did some work on my antenna, so I on the mast up there, holding it in place. So next contest, I might be able to use the big beam in certain directions at least. But probably can get over to Watsonville and Santa Cruz if I work at it. I just have to lower the thing about 5 feet to do that. WB6JNN.
Yeah, I had a burst of noise. Which band are you working on?
I was working on the mast, the big mast, to use the ropes that I use to make it point the right direction. I can lower it down about 5 feet, and I can rotate it somewhat.
Oh, why can't you rotate it when it's up?
I'm talking about the one that has the 2 meters and the 1296 and the 220 on it.
Yeah, and you have to lower it to rotate it?
Well, just to make the guy ropes not stretch as much. I have guy ropes on it, and I have to lower it so I can rotate it by using the guy ropes. It's still standing otherwise, but I have the guy ropes on it just for safety, and I can use those if I lower the antenna somewhat, because I can then rotate it.
I see. Okay. You're supposed to hook up the guy ropes below the rotator.
That's right. That's where they are, on a bar, so that it points the right direction. I had to have the guy ropes, otherwise I can't go all the way up so it doesn't lock.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. I'm confused, but that's okay. I can easily be confused.
Okay, fine. I have a crossbar that I use to lock the antenna in a direction. And I can use that also to rotate it slightly, even though the rotor is frozen.
Oh, the rotor doesn't work. Is that it? So the rotor doesn't work. You're rotating it by towing the the guy ropes around. I got it now. Over.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, anyway, so I can do some limited stuff that way.
What happened to the rotator? What is it?
Oh, that's been frozen for a while. It's a G450A, the rotor that goes with that. I don't remember if that's 650 rotor. I don't remember. Yeah, it's locked on the end of the. I can't go on the roof and do work up there without taking the whole thing apart, and I'm just not able to do that.
Yeah, that's too bad. You can't get anybody over there to do a little help with you.
You know, just about everybody I know around here is the same age as me.
Yeah, well, it's getting to be a problem, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, hopefully you'll. We keep hearing you. That's the main thing. Keep checking in. Hi. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, you've got a funny fade on you. The band is doing some weird things. I'm going back and forth, and you disappear in one direction, and I go find you somewhere else. So, same problem we were having on 1296 the other night. Once I got out of the Bay Area, that problem of 1296 went away, and I copied everybody fine. But boy, 2 or 3 stations in the Bay Area were just very marginal and very difficult to work and hard to peak on. 432 was the same way. I had a hell of a time with Fred. He wouldn't talk more than 3 or 4 seconds, and every time he would talk, I'd get him, and then he would disappear. So he finally gave up in frustration, I'm pretty sure, but he didn't understand that the band was changing. Anyway. All right, see ya, and let's see who else is over there in the Bay Area. QRZ Bay Area, Bozo Net, K6MYC, over.
AB6SR, UYH.
Okay, I hear 3 of you. Wow, 775. Let me get you written down, Mike, while I've got you. And 1026, KA6UYH. 1226.
6, over.
1226, right? I double with you, Chris. 1226, right, Chris?
Yes, correct.
And I heard a third one. Who was the other one?
807.
807. You're the easy one. Good evening, Stan. 807. Good signal. And how does your tomatoes grow?
Pretty good. I picked about 40 of the little ones today. And Crimson Carmelo, I think the one you're growing, got 4 of them in the window finally ripening off. Because I'm unhappy about the critters that'll have a go at them. They're growing in the ground. So those are about 4 feet high. The orange sun gold cherry ones are good 5 feet high and cropping marvelously. Okay, I don't know what happened to other folks' weather, but here it was only 83. Nice 83, quiet day. Back to you, K6MYC, AB6SR.
Yeah, okay, well, I got a little work done today. I'm cutting up all the bad leftover fence boards from the repair on our wooden fence. So I spent another day. I fought the chainsaw for a little while. I don't know what was wrong. It had something tangled up in it. It kept binding up on me. And once I finally got it running, it ran beautifully. It ran better than it has in a long time. So maybe I dislodged whatever was in there. This is a little handheld job. It's got a chain that's about 6 inches in diameter. No, 6 inches in a loop length. So it's not a very big bar. But it's very handy for cutting up little stuff, and that's what I was doing, cutting up thin boards that were old and very dry and very easy to cut. I'm using the fence boards as kindling. It makes wonderful kindling wood. So I've got a spot set aside in an alcove on the back side of the house where I can store it and it'll stay dry. I didn't want to mix it with the other stuff, and I didn't want to bag it up and box it up individually, so I found a good little spot for it. Anyway, that's what I did, and I've got about 2 more days worth of that, and I'll be done with the fence stuff. okay on your weather. Rob said it got to be 94 at his place, so it must have been about 95 here, but I didn't know it. I'm numb from the neck both ways. I worked right through it, I guess. Over.
Yeah, okay. I was listening to Rob. He was about 5 and 5, 5 and 6. You're a superb signal tonight, so whether you other people are fading in and out, who knows? The Bay Area may be fading in and out. I don't know. Look, tomorrow I won't be on 6, but I should be listening on 6 on a little SDR, which I was listening to last Monday, but I fell asleep. Must be the Merlot, which probably upset my switching the week before. Anyway, I should be listening. It seems like the SDR is a little more sensitive. This old FT920, I think it's about 30 years old. Probably, I know it has just one JFET in the preamp, so if I can get a better signal on the SDR, I'll make a little sequencer just to change over and use the transmitter on the FT920 for 6. So give me a week or two and I should be back on 6. That's about it from me. K6MYC, AB6SR, Los Gatos.
Okay, very good, very good. AB6SR, hope to hear you on 6 over the next week or so. I'm not setting any tomatoes yet. I haven't got anything to set that I can see. The plant I have now is about, it's pushing toward 4 feet tall. And I'm seeing a few blossoms, but not much else, so we'll see. It's slow to get going here. But I finally found part of the problem. I'd been watering it by hand because I noticed it had been a little bit dry, and I didn't know why. Well, somehow the sprinkler that normally feeds that bowl and that area had been out of adjustment, and the sprinkling system was not getting over there, so it's getting water now twice a day plus what I put on it, so it should make a big difference. Good evening, Stan. And let's see, I got KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Go ahead, Mike.
Good evening, Mike and the group. K6MYC, KB6WSB. Happy Father's Day to you and the rest of the group. And let's see, currently it's 54 degrees and overcast. Back to you, Mike, KB6WSB.
Oh, sounds like you're heading for winter. Holy cow, 54 degrees, yeah. Only 40 degrees lower than what we've got over here. What an amazing transformation for 50 miles going closer to the coast here. Good to hear you. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, thanks much. And over to you, Chris, and see how you're doing. KA6UYH. Sorry, I struggle with that Bozo number, but I'm finally getting it, K6MYC.
That's all right, Mike. You'll eventually get it. No problem. Hey, were you guys on 40 meters? There was a group this morning, but it was not the original group. It wasn't Rich from Roseville. You weren't out there. And the other gentleman from Utah, I don't believe he was out there either.
Early. I was late this morning. I overslept. I didn't get there till about 5 minutes to 9. K7VO Olympia was on. WB6GGY was there, and I think Mark W7HS was there, but everybody else was not there, including myself. I got in there about 5 minutes to 9 or so, and Bob had already gone away. K7VO. Only people that were left this morning was Mark W7 Hotel Sugar up there in Helena, Montana, and you probably could not hear him maybe, but you certainly would have heard Phil, WB6GGY, who should be checking in here in just a few minutes.
All right, Roger, because I was expecting to hear Rich. Rich is the strong station for me, but because he's in Roseville, but I just didn't hear those guys yesterday, or this morning, actually. I jumped in before going to church and thought I would catch a quick QSO with the guys, but I didn't recognize anybody. So, all right, thanks for the update.
Well, we don't have a Rich. What's Rich's call?
That's a good question. He's the gentleman from Roseville. I thought it was Rich.
Well, the fellow that was in Roseville passed away. That was KO6KD.
Wow. Yeah, he was like last week, I think we were working him, or 2 weeks ago. Is this sudden?
Yes, it was. He just passed away suddenly on somewhere between Thursday and the weekend 2 weeks ago. Over.
Wow. All right. I am so sorry to hear that. All right. That explains why he's not on the air. I'm sure we're talking about the same gentleman. I just don't remember his call sign, and I don't know if I have it in the logbook because it was just a quick QSO. But, all right. Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, if you heard Bill, you should have heard Phil. But Phil was is less boisterous on the band, doesn't talk as long as Bill did. Bill was KO6KD in Roseville, and Phil is in Twainhart, just above Yosemite, but similar power. You would have a similar signal from Phil if he was in there. We also have WA6KLK, but he was sick last weekend. The weekend of the contest, he got sick, and he hasn't been on since. He came back on, I think, on Monday after the contest and said he was sick all weekend, and I haven't heard him since. So I think that's, he's probably still in the recovery mode. Anyway, so the regulars, KD7LVX in Utah or in Idaho is in, but he hasn't been on for a day or so. Sometimes he's in there and everybody else is missing. And then we have AA7SQ up in Oregon, Winston, Oregon. He was on the last couple of days, but not today. So and it was mostly my fault. I should have been there. I had every intention of getting up early, and I fell back to sleep, and I had some very, very disturbing dream. I was taking a shower at my son's house, a totally different house, totally different bathroom, totally different everything, and no matter what I did with the shower head, it kept pointing and squirting at me. And then I would shut that shower head off, and another one would appear on a different spot in the bathroom wall and squirt at me. I finally went out of the bathroom and went into the other parts of the house and complained, and I could see sprinkler heads coming out of the sides of the house, pointing in through the windows and squirting me. And I had my hearing aids in my hand because they had gotten wet, and in the disturbance of running around trying to keep my hearing aids from getting wet, I broke them. So it was a nasty dream, but it kept me sleeping until about 8:45. Over.
G6 ABG 971. Well, that's definitely an interesting dream. At least you're clean, though, as the water was squirting on you. But, all right. Well, man, it's too bad about him. I don't know him, but I worked him, I think, once or twice when you guys were on. But that's too bad. Okay, anyway, I'm assuming it's natural causes, or did he have health issues?
He had a very serious lympho-leaking leg. He had a leg that was damaged when he was younger, and it started to have a lymph problem, and it leaked. His leg would swell up and ooze, and then the second leg started to do the same thing. It incapacitated him completely. He couldn't leave the house. He couldn't drive. He couldn't do anything. He could walk around his own house, but he never got out. He barely would even go into the backyard, so he was. But otherwise, to my knowledge, he didn't have any heart problems, and we still don't know what the cause of death was. It wasn't. I talked to him Thursday night, and I think within hours of that time, he was dead. Apparently, he died sometime late Thursday night, just after the net. I talked to him on 432 here, and then nobody goes over to see him, but they didn't hear him on the repeater. The local guys talk to him every day, and he wasn't there Thursday after the 432 net, and he wasn't there on Friday at all, and he wasn't there Saturday. And when he didn't show up on Saturday, they called the authorities and the fire department and the sheriff went over there, and they found him, crumpled up on the floor, and he'd been dead for a day or so, from what I can gather. We haven't had any more information from the family. They've been very quiet. They're very not a tight family anyway. His sister is the only one that would have any communications with anybody. They don't know what's going to happen with the equipment, and nobody knows anything out there. His buddies were not in communication with the rest of the family, so we may never hear what happened to Bill. Over.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, all right. Anyway, well, thanks for the update, and again, my condolences. That's too bad. All right. Anyway, thanks again for the update, and I'll see you next, hopefully Saturday or Sunday. Hopefully I can get back on and catch up with you guys again.
Yeah, okay. We'll look for you on 40. I should be on every day, but and I am there all except one day. Two days this week I overslept. I'm in a weird sleeping pattern right now, and I don't know what's going on. I wake up at 6, and it's too early to get up, and then I go back to sleep, and the next thing I know, it's 9. So that's my issues. It's my fault. Okay, 7-3. Let's see who else. Anybody else in the Bay Area? How about Papa, Father W6PQL? Are you there, Jim?
Hey, Mike, I heard Dave, K6VBG, check in.
I did. I heard Dave. Dave, we were right in the middle of something, obviously. You heard that. K6VBG, we have you. Go ahead, Dave. Well, I did the same thing that Daryl did. He checked in and then left. Maybe it's too hot in the shack.
Well, I think he has some Father's Day stuff going on, I think.
No. 6JNN?
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I reoriented the antenna a little bit. Is this any better? Do you know?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, I think I didn't have it quite aimed right there when I finished up today. And I'm hearing another station. Who else was on there?
That was Rob. Rob's running power, however. He may not hear you. But that's Rob, KM6SRR. Rob, give Jim WB6JNN your call. Over.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, I'm hearing Jim. Sounding pretty good there, Jim. WB6JN and KM6SRR.
Yeah, K6SRR, WB6JNN. Well, you were stronger. Don't know if we had an airplane or what, but you were as strong as Mike was. And some BGG or whatever also checked in underneath us there. WB6JNN.
K6VBG is the local. I don't think you would have heard him, but you might have. Sometimes he has propagation over the hill. He's in coarse gold. But Rob's running power and a bigger antenna. He's got a 2M9 and he's got 1,500 watts there. So Rob's easier to hear. Rob, did you want to give a report for Jim?
Yeah, this last conversation, he kind of went down with my noise, or my noise came up, so I didn't quite make it out. I could tell he was in there, though. Earlier, I heard him talking, KM6SR.
You must have made an improvement with the antenna, though, Jim, because it's very rare that Rob ever comments on hearing you at all. Over.
Yeah, I understand. No, he was a lot stronger at the time that I commented, but he's dropped down now as well. He's usually not as strong as you. He was at that time. So there might have been something else going on at the moment. Who knows? I don't know. But there was somebody else that's trying to check in. Somebody just called, and I don't think he came back. I think he's, whoever that was trying to check in again.
Well, call him in. I didn't hear anybody. Go ahead, the other person who wants to check in the Bozo Net. This is K6MYC with WB6JNN. Go ahead.
Is there somebody else trying to check in? WB6JNN. Okay, Romeo Delta, I think he said. 5 watts. Well, okay, I hear you, but I don't think Mike will if you're on this side of the hill. Yeah, KR6DD. Okay, I got it that time. All right, yeah, he's probably not going to hear you over there, but I hear you here. You're not super strong, but you're readable.
Yeah, ask him if he wants a Bozo number and give me his full call again. I'm hearing him, but he's not readable.
Yeah, KR6DD. Do you have a Bozo number, by the way? 251, Mike. 251.
Oh, 251. Okay, and give me a phonetics on his call. I'm not getting his call correct. 251, Rob.
KR6DD, King Romeo 6, Dog. And he used to have a better location, but I think he's restricted where he is now. He only has 5 watts, he said. So that's why you're not hearing him too well. WB6, JNN.
Well, if he had 50 watts, if he could put 50 watts on, I'd hear him fine. I'm hearing him. I'm hearing some words, but it wasn't quite good enough for a contact with QSB and all, Jim. Over.
Yeah, that's fine. You two doubled there. KR6DD, I can't remember your name, but what was your comment? Okay, 50 watts, but vertical. Okay. I'm sorry, I got that wrong, I guess. So you're running 50 watts, but vertical, Mike.
Okay, well, I'm hearing him. I heard him say 50 watts, so there's a little bit of copy there. So all he needs to do is get something horizontal, a quad loop or a dipole, a quad loop or a delta loop or something that's horizontally fed at the bottom would be all he needs to get into me at least. So you might suggest that, Jim. Over.
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, anyway, he's there, and you're there, and I'm here.
Is he copying me?
Yeah, he copies you, of course. You got more power than him.
Well, some people don't hear me. I worked a guy the other day with 25 watts and a disc cone, and he couldn't hear me, and I could hear him fine. Over.
Well, there's always noise in San Jose. You know, the valley over here. Santa Clara Valley is a noisy place. KM6 SRR. My needle goes up to S3 on a good day.
Yep, understand. Hang on a second. Rob has a comment. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, that's Andy in Mountain View. Kilo Romeo 6 Delta. That's his call sign.
What's his name? Randy?
Andy, Alpha November Delta Yankee.
Okay, yeah, you're keying the mic before the first syllable comes out, Rob. All I go is Andy. Okay, we got it, Andy, and he's in Mountain View. Very good. Just convince him, Jim, if he can hear me, or see if we can get a piece of wire up that's a couple of straws and a light piece of wire in a 86-inch wire loop fed at the bottom. And we'll hear him fine, horizontally polarized from the quad loop. Over.
Yeah, okay. Andy, he was saying that getting something horizontally polarized would help a lot. Is that a beam, or is that just the Omni that you have there? Would be nice, yeah. Okay, he might be moving to a house where he'll be able to put up antennas, but he's somewhat restricted where he is at the moment, Mike. And what he has is a J-pole, Ed Fong probably, J-pole up about 20 feet, and so that's what he's working with. So anyway, that is, if he's able to move, he'll be in San Jose, and he'll have a bigger antenna. WB6JNN.
Okay, sounds good. Good luck, Andy. And we copied you. I copied bits and pieces and some words. So anything you could get up that's horizontal will help a ton, and we'll be able to get you checked in. You're checked in anyway, 251. Thanks very much for being there. And good luck with the move there. KR6 Delta, Jim, thanks for the relay. K6MYC. Anybody else in the Bay Area for check-ins to the Bozo Net, please come now.
Kilowatt 6 Yankee Lima Hotel.
K6YLH, go ahead.
Oh, good evening, Mike. This is Jevin here in Watsonville, Charlie Mike 96. I'm Bozo number 916, and just enjoying a quiet evening, and figured I'd turn on the radio and see if I could hear you all. And you've got a great signal over into Santa Cruz County this evening. Over.
Yeah, well, we should have a good signal. I always get a good signal over that way. It's only limitations on your end. You're on the coast and you have hills to the east of you, and that can block you. But I could work Hawaii from here with the QTH I've got. I'm at 1,300 feet with a 1,200-foot drop-off in your direction. Over.
Oh boy, well, you do have a bit of advantage. I think I'm at 40 or 50 feet above sea level, so there we go. Hi, K6YLH.
Yeah, no, you're doing fine. My name is Mike, by the way. What was the name? I forgot.
It's Jevin, Juliet, Echo, Victor, Oscar, November.
Jevin, that's right. You said it, and I forgot it already. Okay, very good. We'll try to check in more often. You're doing fine over here, and I'll hear you, and we have other people that can hear over that way. Rob has a blockage currently. KM6SRR is close to me, and you will hear him because he's running 1,500 watts, but he's got a big hill or a little ridge about 100 feet higher than he is that blocks him. That's very local to him. Eventually, he'll be over that, and he'll have the same view that I have to the Santa Cruz Mountain area that you're in. All right, or on the other side of. Good evening, Jevin. Thanks very much for calling in. I knew the call, but I just didn't put it all together. K6YLH, K6MYC clear, and listening for any other check-ins from the Bay Area. I hear N1PPP. I'm not pointed at you. Let me get up that way a little bit more. N1 Papa Papa Papa. N1 PPP. Go ahead, over. Yeah, okay. Well, I've got you. You're really fluttery. But is Kent in there with you? I've got your 336. Is 160 there, over? Roger on Kent in there with you. Very good. Well, thanks for checking in. I'm not pointed right for you, I'm sure, but we've got some form of propagation here, Dave. Good to hear you, Dave. I guess you'll have to do more of this check-in regularly because Dennis is intermittent with his intermittent illness. Dennis has not been feeling real well at times, so he's not been consistent in here. So you should always try to check in directly or check in with somebody else. N6RO, you can always reach him on in Oakley there. 73 Dave, thank you. N1PPP with KA60SX, K6MYC. Good evening.
W6PQL.
Okay, W6PQL. And I'm not pointed at you either, but good to hear you, Jim. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a double there, Mike. One of the locals here is telling me I just missed you, but I'm hearing you fine, even though your antenna's a little bit further north for me. So just quick in and out here. K6MYC, W6PQL.
W6PQL, who was that? I heard somebody continue to talk there underneath you. Who do you say that was, Jim?
Who was the other station in here that was local with me?
It was KA6UYH.
Oh, that's KA6UYH. Did you work him already, Mike?
Yeah, we got Chris. He was talking to somebody local there.
Okay, well, you just let me know that you'd already gone past the Bay Area, but I was hearing you, so I gave you a shout. Anyway, that's the story. Over.
Yeah, good copy. We called and called. I didn't know if you were here or out to dinner or what there, but I was just about to move on and get N6RO there. Let's just take a standby. We've already got Mike, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, and most of the others in the Bay Area. We're still missing KB6BA, but I think he is still out of town. Otherwise, we got most everybody else there. W6PQL in the group, K6MYC.
I've got a new heading for Jim there, and I was hearing him pretty good, Mike. W6PQL, KM6SRR.
Kind of late, so just now getting into the radio room. But anyway, nothing new to report other than a very pleasant day today here. It was 86 at the peak, but that's funny. I was in the shade all day anyway, just relaxing by the pool, and it's a good day. Nice to have family over. 73's Mike. We'll see you later. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Stick around, Jim. Listen up for Rob. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I must be getting some kind of a bounce or something. I don't know. Pointing at Clear Lake, I'm picking up Jim. W6PQL, KM6SRR.
Okay. I hear Rob in there, but Rob, you're below my noise level tonight, so no copy on this end, over.
Yeah, roger on that. No copy because your noise level.
Well, he's found a spot in Clear Lake. He's pointed toward Clear Lake, and he's copying you from over that way, Jim, over.
Oh, that's interesting. I bet you if I pointed that way, you'd probably be a little bit louder. There's probably something in the way, direct path here. But direct path, it's real tough.
Yeah, it always is. Alrighty, well, thanks very much for being there. And I noticed you said you just got into the shack, so you're running a little late also. I was late here getting to the net myself by about 3-4 minutes. I overslept, fell asleep in the chair watching something on TV, and next thing I know, I'm waking up, and I've been doing that all day long. Every time I sit down, I fall asleep. I'm in a weird pattern right now. 7-3, Jim, we'll see you tomorrow night on 222. W6PQL, K6MYC, listing one last time for any other check-ins from the Bay Area, please, over. Okay, nothing heard. 7-3, Jim.
7-3.
Over to N6RO. N6RO, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. High temperature was 86, and the good news is my 222 transverter is being shipped on Monday, so it won't make it for next week, but the following week we'll know really what the problem is. Was it the transverter or was it the radio? But we'll figure it out. In the contest, we beat last year's score, which is the highest score outside of Asia, 1.1 million, and that equals 1,816 QSOs and 580 prefixes. So we're happy with that. All of the bands were pretty good. They even had a 30-minute opening on 10 meters this afternoon, which we didn't expect. K6L dinner is going to be chicken liver and onions and bok choy, N6RO.
Same thing you had a couple of days ago. What was open? What's coming in on 10 meters today?
Just JAs.
Oh, JA, okay. Alrighty, well, good deal. This is the contest. Was this going on this weekend?
Yeah, it was 48 hours. Started on Friday afternoon.
What was it called?
All Asia CW.
All Asia contest, okay. Very good. We'll find on the score. You've got an advantage over the East Coast into Asia, don't you?
Sometimes, but they don't bother to compete in it because we're in it.
Well, that's what a bunch of losers.
Right. It's a different world back east.
Yeah, you got that right. All right, well, thanks for checking in here. Good signal. Rob, you want to say hello to Ken?
Sure. How you doing, Ken? N6RO, KM6SR. Good contest there.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. I slept I'm actually caught up on sleep. I went to bed at 8 o'clock this morning, got up at 4, which is typical for the night shift in any contest. So, I'm doing fine. How about you?
Oh, hanging in there. Didn't do too much today. It's kind of hot, but anyway, good on your dinner.
Didn't quite get that.
Good on your dinner.
Oh, yeah. Liver and onions. I've been looking forward to that for a week.
Yeah, I'm not much on the liver, but that sounds good for you.
Yeah. And I guess I like eating organs. Okay, back to Mike, and we'll see you tomorrow on one band anyway. If for some reason the thing shows up and it works, you might hear me on 222, but I don't expect that. And 6RO.
Well, if it's shipping tomorrow, it's not going to show up tomorrow, but maybe we'll hear you next week.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. Good deal. Well, that's exciting. Maybe we'll get the roster back up to snuff on 220 again. We've had, when Bill passed away, we lost a good 220 contact there. We don't have any contacts on 220, but from your place all the way to Nevada. So we got to get some folks in Sacramento area on. Darren can get on, but his radio's broken. His transverter's broken. Maybe you ought to convince him to take yours, and maybe between the one that he has and the one that you had before, he could get something working on 220. That's KJ6 KFB over there in southwest Sacramento.
Yeah, good. Well, when we get this new transverter, we'll know whether the radio is okay or not. Because I'm sure the transceiver will work. See you tomorrow, N6RO.
Okay, 7-3. See you on 6 meters tomorrow for sure.
Roger.
N6RO, K6MYC. How about KO6IQR?
K6MYC, KO6IQR, 1189.
Yeah, no problem, Mario. Good signal. Go ahead.
Yeah, just another, it was actually a beautiful weekend. It was a lot cooler than the weekdays prior, and my wife drove up this weekend for Father's Day, seeing how my kids had other things going on. Imagine that. And we ended up going up to the Chicken Ranch Casino yesterday for a little bit, spending some money, and watching some soccer games for FIFA World Cup.
Oh, very good. These are small, not World Cup soccer, right?
Yeah, we just watched some of the other games. My wife's from Argentina, so those are must-watch, and then we just kind of hung out here and watched some of the other games, other teams in the same bracket.
I gotcha. I didn't know your wife was from offshore. Very good. So you know how to speak Espanol, huh?
I do, yeah. I speak Spanish fluently. My parents are from Argentina. Grandparents mainly Italian. So, but yeah, my parents were born both in Argentina, so I speak Spanish fluently.
Yeah, hablas tú español, huh?
Sí, yo hablo español muy bien. Igual bien.
Okay, I know about 6 words. I had 3 or 4 semesters of Spanish, a little in high school and then a lot more in college, but I never got a chance to spend any time where I was forced to speak it. I have a pretty good vocabulary and understand the verb structure and stuff like that. I'm losing some of the verbs, but I can make a QSO out of it and make it sound like I know what I'm doing. Over.
Well, that's really all you need, Spanish isn't terribly difficult like some other languages, but if you can read English, you can pretty much read Spanish, and it basically sounds like how it's spelled as opposed to most English words.
Yeah. I think it's a good language. I wish I had ever had a reason to see. If I had an opportunity at one point in time, I was on ham radio at the time when I was taking Spanish, and I had some friends in Brazil, and he said, I want you to come down here and learn how to speak it, be forced to speak it, and I have this wonderful 18-year-old good-looking daughter that would help you with that Spanish. I should have gone, over.
Ah, man, you slept on that one, Mikey. Slept on it. I would have gone.
When I was young and dumb and didn't have any confidence and never had traveled, so it was too big a jump, I think, at that time.
Well, that's okay. You know, you made your choices and you had to live with them. K6 NYC, K06 IQR.
Yeah, well, I made a good choice. The lady I married was Portuguese and Indian. So, and her family, some of her family here in the southern part of Fresno, Selma and Reedley and that area. She was born in Selma and raised in Reedley, so a lot of Spanish speaking down there, and a lot of Spanish speaking people, or Portuguese was her language, but Spanish and Portuguese is just a matter of a slur, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very similar. Like, if you can speak fluently Spanish, you're going to understand a lot of the Portuguese.
It's a slur and a lisp difference. That's the only difference that we used to say. All right, let you go, Mario. Good to chat. Thanks for updating. I'm glad you had a good weekend there. I was alone here, but we did get a nice call from my grandson, who lives up in Idaho, and we exchanged some good information. So, and he wished me Father's Day. He's three times a father now. I'm so 3 times a great grandfather to his kids. Over.
Well, that's excellent. Well, yeah. Well, at least you got somebody called you there. My son called me not too long ago. He was partying in San Diego with his friends.
Well, my son actually, Matt, called me on the way home, and he had Tyler, who was my grandson, in the car with him. And Tyler went down to San Luis Obispo, Nipomo, where they were building the house down there, and Tyler helped him all weekend. My other son did not call me, but he was over here last weekend where we really actually celebrated Father's Day here. So I saw him last weekend, at least briefly. I don't see anybody much anymore. I can't tell one of my sons from anybody. I can't even tell hardly if it's a woman or a man that's talking to me. I can't see that good anymore. I can see stature and size and height, and that's the only way I can tell them. This must be a woman, over.
Yeah, but you definitely recognize the voices, that's for sure. One thing as long as you can still hear a little bit, you'll be able to tell the difference.
No, I can't. My kids all sound the same.
Oh, well, that complicates things. You're going to have to start feeling them like Braille.
Yeah, well, when Tyler and Matt and Bo, my other grandson, get here, they come over every Wednesday for dinner, and they're in the kitchen, and I have to leave the kitchen. First of all, I can't hear it. There's too much noise. I have to have quiet conversation one-on-one, and then I can start to hear the guys. But, it's just bedlam, so I don't usually get involved in those conversations because I can't hear what they're saying.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, you just got to single them out then. Pull them aside one by one if you're going to need to talk to them, right?
Yeah, that's what we do. All right, let you go, Mario, and catch up tomorrow perhaps on 6. If you get something, you got a little thing that's running now, maybe we'll hear you on 6. K06 IQR, K6 MYC, clear and looking for KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima.
K6 MYC, KD6 WVL 1179.
Yeah, good signal, John. I didn't even have to move the antenna for you. And I heard somebody else in there with you. Stand by a second, John. Who was the other voice? Go ahead, K6 MYC, over. Maybe it was something. Did you have something in the background there, John?
No, nothing. Hey, I got to jump out of here. I got a 3.5-pound tomahawk ribeye that's resting on the cutting board, and everybody's drooling over it, so I got to get down there and cut it up. But, hey, happy Father's Day all around, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Same to you. Happy Father's Day. KD6WVL, K6MYC. See you next couple of days here. K6MYC, Bozo Net, check-ins. Anybody?
Kilo, Oscar 6.
Kilo, Oscar 6. Hang on a second, Darren. Kilo, Oscar 6. Go ahead.
Kilo, Oscar 6. Kilo, Papa.
I have to move the antenna a little bit more for you, Jake. KO6KPU. I forgot your number. K6MYC, over.
Roger, 1263. 1263.
Gotcha, 1263. Very good. Good to hear you. But I have to move the antenna. You're just far enough off to the north that you're in a null for me when I'm talking to John and Mario there. Anyway, good to hear you. Solid signal now. And I hope you had a good Father's Day, over.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, I also got the amplifier turned on here now, so that might be helping me out a little bit. And yeah, I had a great Father's Day with my daughter. Thanks for asking. Hope you did as well.
Yes, I did. We had a good one. We had our Father's Day celebration last week because it was my son's birthday, and we just kind of roll those two things together when everybody could get here at the same time. But we did get some phone calls and stuff from other people. Thanks, Jake. Good to hear you, and glad that you had a good one as well. Take care, and we'll see you probably on Wednesday. KO6KPU, K6MYC.
Roger, 73, K6MYC, KO6KPU.
73. Now, Darren. KJ6KFB, go ahead, K6MYC.
Oh, not as good a copy as last time around, but hey, we'll make the grade. Good evening. Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756.
I didn't move the antenna much to peek on you, so I'm just easing up on you. He's in Tracy or Lodi or someplace, and he's just on the edge of where I point for you. And good to hear you. I'm going to give you a jab with a pointy stick now to get that 220 going. You've got nothing else to do in your life now except get 220 running. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give you a heart attack.
well, I do need one of those, a CBLB13, but well, what can I say? A long ways to go yet.
What is it? You need a device?
Oh, the crossboom for your 28 element antennas. Got an extra one of those sitting around in the yard?
You mean a 22 element, 23CM22, you have a 22 element.
No, I've got the, let me get it here, the 28 element. I need the crossboom for it.
For what?
14 vertical, 14 horizontal.
Oh, okay. XP14. This is for 432.
Oh, no, 2 meters.
Boy, I'm struggling. We don't have a cross-polarized 28-element antenna.
It's 14 vertical, 14 horizontal, the 2MPX28.
2MXP28, huh? Well, not that I know of. We have a 2MXP22s. I've got 4 of those up here, but not 28s. And we have 2 of XP32s.
Well, I need the crossboom that goes with the XP28, yeah.
Well, it's just, you need the fiberglass tube, is that it?
Oh, no. The only thing I got with the antennas is the part where it actually attaches to that crossboom. The little things were put on the original booms, but I got none of the rest of the assembly.
Now this is the thing that came with the tower that you're putting up?
Oh no, this is my other project.
Well, Darren, I'm not arguing with you, but we don't have an XP28.
Well, it's showing on your website to Mike X-Ray Papa 28.
XP28, huh? Now, the crossboom that you're talking about is the one that attaches two together. They would be spaced probably about 12 feet apart or 14 feet apart. You need the crossboom that they mount on?
Exactly.
Well, we can certainly send you one. You call Robert if you want to buy one, but it should be fiberglass, or at least the tips, the last 3 or 4 feet of the crossboom where the antennas are mounted should be fiberglass, so that the vertical set or the horizontal set in this case don't see metal.
Yeah, my understanding was 5 foot of fiberglass on the ends, and then a stub going up so you could do the support truss.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I see it here. I was just trying to find scrap.
Well, we can sell you 2 pieces of fiberglass, and I made when I said 3 feet, that's the absolute minimum. It would be better to be 5 feet. So you have a 5-foot section of fiberglass on each end and a 5-foot piece of metal in the middle, probably. So it's about a 15-foot spacing on that guy, somewhere close to that. XP28, God, mental blank on that. I don't know why I'm having trouble with that antenna. I didn't. We have a 2M XP20, we have 2M XP22s, we have 2M XP32s, but this guy must have made this XP28, but you say it's on the website, so maybe we did make it. I just don't know. I'm blank on that.
Well, at one time it was 4 and an H-frame, but at any rate, carry on, Mike. We'll talk later on it. It is not on the high priority list.
Okay. Well, we have a lot of scrap fiberglass. You might want to give Robert a call at the plant and see tell him you're trying to piece together a boom and not spend any money at it. And if you can come up with something that's at least 3 feet, maybe a little bit more than 3 feet long, scraps of 2-inch quarter wall fiberglass, that's what you need, upwards of 5 feet. If it's a full 5-foot length, he's going to have to charge you, but the scraps are probably, he can give you a better price on the scraps. Over.
Copy. Okay, Mike, have a good one. Carry on.
You probably can buy fiberglass tubing also from a steel supplier in Sacramento. Over. Did you hear me? Darren?
PC.
What happened, Darren? What happened to Darren? Maybe the wife grabbed him by the collar. KR6MR. Go ahead, John. Let me peek up on you there. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. You may want to move your beam a little bit more this way. You are a little bit on the weak side. KR6MR, Bozo 759. Quick rundown. Today's high was all of 83 degrees, 83. Currently 80, and it is 90 in the shack, or at least it was when I got up here. Over.
Well, you're supposed to have the air conditioning on up there. What's the matter with you?
It is on.
Oh, it is on. How could it be hotter up there than it is outside?
Well, it's down to 86 up here now. Well, it's not, it's just a swamp cooler sitting beside my rack.
Okay. Pretty good. No, I don't know what happened to Darren. He just disappeared. I said he could probably... See, we used to buy fiberglass tubing from our steel supplier in the Fresno area. And then we buy it. I don't know where we get it nowadays, but it's still sold by steel people. They have it. They don't advertise it. You know, they're mainly a steel place, but they have that kind of stuff available, and it's pretty reasonably priced. So he could probably buy a stick of 2-inch quarter wall for something reasonable. Over.
Yeah, would it be 2-inch, or would it be a little bit over or under? Or is he going to make his whole crossboom of fiberglass?
I didn't understand that. Say it again.
Okay, you're talking about 1/4 inch by 2-inch diameter fiberglass boom. So he wants, I'm not sure, I guess he has a second antenna that he wants to stack with the first one. Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, that's what he's doing, yes. He wants to, I think, stack them side by side. Over.
Mr. Mike, did you get 971 in?
Yeah, a long time ago, and we called you, but you didn't come back.
Yeah, I had to go in and finish dinner. It was Father's Day.
We got you. Thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry, local check-in there. John, go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. How far apart do the antennas have to be?
You've got to speak slower, John. You've got multipath all of a sudden, and it's very difficult copy. I can't follow little short blurbs of a few words. Over.
Okay, it's not multipath. It's the cough drop rattling in my mouth. Sorry about that. How long does the boom have to be?
Somewhere close to 15 feet.
Oh, wow, that's quite a bit. So it'll be mostly aluminum and this fiberglass on the ends?
Well, it's about equal. 5-foot extensions of fiberglass is what we recommend on the boom. 5-foot tips and then a 5-foot section in the middle.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I'm not sure what all he wants to put on his tower, but it sounds like it's going to be a sight to behold.
Well, that's what holds up cross-polarized Yagis. I have an array here. The big one is 16 feet, 2 risers that are 16 feet, fiberglass tips. The crossboom on the 4 Yagi system can be metal. It's just that where the antennas are mounted, they should be in the clear with fiberglass only on the mast for 5 feet or so. Then you also have to have a T-brace kit off the back of the antenna that ties the backs of the antennas together, and you route the parallel pairs of feed lines down that and come into the middle of the crossboom on another piece of aluminum where you bring your feed lines into the middle. That way it keeps the feed lines out of the plane of the elements. Over.
Yeah, I've seen that on other antennas. Oh, wow. Well, you got to remember that, you're a little more rural than Darren is. You can put up a lot of big antennas and towers. Nobody can see them, or they don't see them. But Darren's in the middle of a on the street, and everyone's going to see him, and they're probably scare some people.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I've been doing it for a few years, that's for sure. We started with cross-polarized antennas now probably about 20 years ago or so, maybe a little longer. I can't remember when we first came out with the XP. The first one was the XP, maybe it was the XP28. Hell, I don't even remember anymore. And we went to the XP32 and the XP22 and the XP20. So different boom lengths, obviously, for the same purpose, but some people can't put up the bigger ones, so they have to go with the XP20s. 10 elements each plane.
KM6 SRR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I just looked up on your website. You do have a 2M XP28. It's cross-polarized.
Yeah, it must have been a very old one that I can't remember it anymore. We didn't, when I went to the XP32, everybody stopped getting the XP28. I think that's what happened.
Well, I got...
They say it was designed for serious moon bouncers.
Yes, it was, but then even more serious guys bought the XP32. Go ahead, Darren.
I said I got 4 of them sitting here.
We hear you. We'll be there in just a minute, Richard. We're coming your way.
Yeah, carry on, Mike.
Yeah, you said you have 4 of them. Is that what you said, Darren?
Yeah, but I don't think I'll ever get 4 of them up.
Well, that's a real serious moon bounce array, and it should be up by itself, so you can elevate, and azimuth and elevation system has to go with that. You wouldn't want to put it up just for terrestrial. That would be a waste of effort.
Well, I got everything but the H-frame and the switching.
Well, maybe you could sell off 2 of the antennas to somebody else and have them do the same thing you're doing. What I said earlier was maybe you can look at your local steel supplier in Sacramento. There's 2 or 3 people that still steel, and they also may have this quarter wall fiberglass, 2-inch quarter wall and 2.5-inch quarter wall fiberglass. Over.
QSL, carry on, Mike. We'll talk later on it as we get moving. It's a bit down the road.
Yeah, well, if you buy a 20-foot stick of it, then you cut it into 5-foot lengths, and you've got enough for all 4 antennas. Over.
Over, copy.
Yeah, even if you were to sell off half of it, you could sell it off with the fiberglass with it and recover some of your costs. All right, we'll talk more. Thanks much. I'm having a real tough time with John. He keeps fading out and going multipath to the point where he's unreadable here. It's just motorboating, John. You're just motorboating to a high degree. Over.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Sorry about the motorboating. I show you at 318 degrees. Where are you pointing? Over.
Well, that's where I'm pointing for Darren, but you happen to be coming in pretty good in this direction with no motorboating. Over.
Oh, okay. That's, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll motorboat out of here and look for you tomorrow night on 6 meters.
All right, we'll see you on 6. I'm going to go a little further up here, just a tad like that, somewhere in there, and call and see where the Redding guys are coming in this evening. There's 2 paths tonight. I had 2 paths on the guys in the Bay Area as well, and Rob experienced the same thing. He was hearing W6PQL in Fremont pointed toward Clear Lake. So we got kind of funny band conditions tonight, John. Good evening. KR6MR, K6MYC, clear and looking for Redding. Charlie November 80, I want to say, CN80. Redding, K6MYC calling Redding and standing by. I hear 230. Good evening, Jerry. Not real strong, and I've got a little bit of noise in this direction, but let me get you in here. And if you'll give me a little longer transmission, I'll peek on you and see where you're coming from this evening. Over.
Okay, sounds like there might be a couple paths for you, so a little audio. Had a fairly warm day today, up in the 90s. Other than that, a very nice day here. Kind of relaxing for Father's Day, and just really, really easy. And I'd like to do that every day, but apparently that's not something I can. Things I gotta get away. Tuned in on me. We'll your copy of KO6HS over.
Yeah, well, there's you're spread all over the place. I went from 310 to 340, and I can copy you all over there. 310 to 340. I'm settled at about 328, 330, which is where I normally hear you. But it wasn't a whole lot of difference no matter where I pointed. There wasn't any defined peak. Anyway, what was your temperature, did you say today? What's your temperature today?
We got about 93, I believe it was, right around 93. So it's fairly warm, but not too much, not more than we could handle, but right there in the low to mid 90s.
I'm not sure what you were talking about. I asked you what the temperature was today, and you said warm. But you said something else about something else, and I couldn't follow it. I'm sorry, maybe you misinterpreted what I asked. Over?
No, it was a warm day, definitely warm, but it was low to mid 90s. It was right around 93, right around 93, so not oppressively hot, but it was warm enough. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, very good. 93 plus or minus. Yeah, it's almost Q5. There's a little bit of fading, but not bad. Let me see. Do you think Rich is going to be in there, or is he on vacation or something? KD6SW. Rich, are you here? K6MYC.
All right, well, let's give it a shot here. I just turned the radio on here. This is KD6 shortwave, ready, number 145. Over.
Roger, got your 145. You and Jerry about the same copy tonight. Very, very light Q5, but not bad. The band is a little noisy. I've got some power line leakage in this direction for some reason. Anyway, good to hear you, and thanks for coming in. I did not hear you on 432 last week. We listened and stood by for CW, and I think you could make CW, but I didn't hear any CW or any sideband from Reading on 432. Hi. KD6SW 73, back to you for your final, Rich. K6MYC.
Okay, well, I can't speak on you anymore. I moved the antenna a little bit more, but it didn't seem to help any. Okay, well, I wasn't there, but I am here tonight. Yes, I am. 86 shortwave, ready, number 145. Over.
I got you. Okay, thank you very much for checking in and your regularity here, both you and Jerry. Thanks so much for being regular. It's too bad we missed you in the contest. We tried in the contest, but we just never connected. We wanted to get Charlie November 80 in the logs for the contesters down here, but I guess you guys didn't get on when we were there, or maybe there was just no propagation. Back to you for your final, Jerry. KO6HS, K6MYC. 73, guys.
All right, real good. We'll catch you next time. Have fairly good copy on you here. Yeah, we were gone that weekend. I was gone for contest weekend. I was gone, so sorry about that. Maybe we'll make the next one. We'll see you next time, KO6HS.
Yeah, well, maybe we will, and that'll be in September sometime in the first week or two of September, as I recall. All right, 7-3, Jerry, 7-3, Rich. Thanks for checking in here. And before too long, you're going to have a guy up in Winston, Oregon, checking in. He's going to have a big array up by the end of July. It's going to be up at 100 feet in a quad array of something very, very big. And he claims he'll be able to work all the way down to Bakersfield. Hi. We'll see what happens. It's called Alpha 7, Sierra, Quebec is the call. Alpha 7, Sugar Queen, so keep an ear out for that one. 7-3, guys, K6MYC, Bozo Net. Anybody else before I go to Nevada?
Hi, Mike, WA6LO.
Yeah, hi, Dave.
Yeah, so anyway, I got these Yagis up, kind of just, getting everything all set, and I'm getting about 5 dB of sun noise, about 5 dB, so from what I'm able to tell, that's kind of like about a 5-foot dish, the equivalent to like a 5-foot dish, I guess.
Well, it's hard to say. I would expect that you would get a little bit more than 5 dB with those big, long Aggies, but who knows? I didn't. It's been so long since, and I don't remember ever doing, we must have done sun noise tests, but that was back in the, that was in the 60s, over.
Yeah, Well, you know, I was going to replace the 4 pieces of coax that go to each antenna from the divider with some LMR. There's a 9086 International Electric 9086. Anyway, it's a 0.84, I think, velocity factor, and it just looks kind of RG8ish, you know, kind of that dull skin on it. And I took them off and I measured them, and they were all exactly the same length. And I thought, wow, so I thought maybe somebody just clipped them and got within an inch or two, you know, and I measured them, and they're within 100th of being all the same electrical length. So somebody made those up, you know, like what you do with those, make those, you make them up special down there at M squared, you know. So anyway, yeah, so I wanted to let you know that. So I'm still working on it and everything. So K6MYC, WA6LOL.
Yeah, I think that's the Times microwave knockoff of what the hell's the name of it? For LMR 400.
Well, yeah, I just figured, you know, put some new coax on there, and it's a little bit better. Of course, that doesn't insignificant the difference in gain at that point, but man, when I saw how close those things were to cut, I'm gonna carry them very carefully back up there and reinstall them. Those things are, yeah, they're really somebody really cut those. They had a system down to cut them to get them that close. 1.861, I think, 1.861 meters, and every one of them measured exactly the same. So I turned my thing off and reset it. I thought, this can't be, you know, but sure is. So, yeah. So I guess that's not that bad a coax. And I got my relay box coming, so I'm going to put the big relay up top like you were talking about and run 2 pieces of coax down, a crummy piece and a good piece. So anyway, yeah, so it's coming along.
Where was the preamp when you're done the sun noise?
Well, you know what, I had the preamp down here, and I was messing around with it, and, you know, just it's easier to kind of do a lot of messing around down here. One of those little preamps like I sent you, then all of a sudden it dawned on me I was only getting like 3 dB sun noise, and I thought, geez, and so I thought, you know, a light bulb came on over my head, and I looked up, and there really was one, and I thought, I'm going to go up at the antenna with a preamp, and I'll overcome the 2 dB of 60 feet of LMR 600 is 2 dB, and sure as hell, I went up there, and I put it up there, and I'm getting a good 5, but I'm still working on it. I'm straightening out the hoops and the loops, and just kind of getting everything, getting them all aligned properly and everything. So, but yeah, then I had 5 dB. So, and from what I'm able to see online, they go, you know, people with bigger dishes, they're 12 dB sun noise and 13 dB sun noise. But then you start getting less and less, and you get down to about a 5-foot dish, and that's where I'm at.
Yeah, well, you've got more aperture than a 5-foot dish. What's the spacing between the Aggies?
26 feet on the E plane, and then 24 vertical.
24 inches.
Yeah, 24 inches and 24 inches and 26 inches. Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. They're not spaced right. What's the length of the boom?
They're just 12 feet.
Yeah, but they should be out there in the neighborhood of 40-inch spacing. That's why you got no gain.
Oh, okay. Well, I just went by what the manufacturer was saying. I didn't really research it at all. But, well, maybe I'll have to talk to you about that. And I know you said a long time ago it's just not that critical. I mean, you want to have it close, but you don't have to measure it with a micrometer. It's not that kind of critical. So you think I should be out around 40 inches, maybe 42 across and 40 high?
I'm guessing. My 23CM 22 element, those are 5-foot long booms, or a little over 5 feet. You're twice that length. And mine are 22 wide and 22 inches high and 24 wide when you're properly spaced. So you're way underspaced, and that's probably what the problem is. You may pick up some side lobes, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. You're really interested in getting some gain. You need to get a signal up there. You're not going to have as much trouble hearing the big guns as they are going to have hearing you. So, yeah, I would guess. Well, here's the way you're supposed to set them up. If you want to play with two of them, and you can see the first side lobe, if you had a signal source out there, just set up a signal source and then put two of them side by side, and work back and forth, and you should see the first lobe, and then the first side lobe should be down 13 dB, 13 or 14 dB. That's the optimum spacing for stacking Aggies. For maximum gain, 13 dB down on the first side lobe on either side. Over.
Okay. Well, I can use. I do have a signal source, and it sweeps 1296 or whatever, a couple hundred megahertz. And I've done that before, and then I turn the antenna, and I can actually just kind of plot it, not real accurate, but so I can see that it's working. So I can do that with the equipment that I have. I can go out a few hundred feet and put a signal source on a little spike antenna, and then just turn the antenna by hand. And I've got a degree thing, so I can look at degrees, and I can tell that way what it's doing.
Yeah, that's very time consuming, but I don't know a quicker way to do other than model. And I don't know who's got the model for the thing, but if the factory's recommending this closer spacing, then I don't know where the hell they're getting their numbers, but that doesn't sound right to me. You can look at the specs on my 23CM22. Look at the specs on the 23CM35 that we have, and look at the spacing that'll be on the spec sheet. And your spacing is going to be just a tad more than that one, I would think. Over.
Yeah, I know when I saw that, I thought, man, that seems really close, But, yeah, I don't know. Well, rather than go through all the footwork, maybe I should just go on your experience, and you think it should be about 40, 42 inches. Maybe I'll just try that. I mean, I know if I pull it in closer, I cut down on my sides, and I sacrifice a little forward gain. Of course, if I get too narrow, I guess I sacrifice a lot of forward gain.
Yeah, no. Just do what I just told you. Look up the specs on my 23CM35 and see what the spacing is that we recommend for that 10-foot boom. Your boom is 12 feet. You want to go just a few inches more than that. If my spacing recommendation is 32 and 30 or something like that, and you want to be 32 and 34 or something like that, we can talk about it, but I can't remember what my spacing is. So when you get it looked up on this thing, give me a call on the phone, and we'll nail it for you. Over.
All right, Mike. Tell me that number of the antenna again.
23CM35.
23CM35. Okay. I will look it up.
Yeah, we even have a longer one. We have a 50 or something, and see what the spacing recommendation is in that one. I have 4 of those. And as I recall, those were closer to 42 inches. Frank's got 4 of them, but I don't remember the exact numbers on the spacing, but that'll be on the spec sheet also. So look up at the whole 12.86. You got 3 antennas to look at, 23CM22, 23CM35, and then the 23 CM, probably 50 elements, I think is what they came out. The next biggest one, the biggest one we make, and it should be on the spec sheet on the catalog or on the website. And look at the spacing on that one and the boom length, and I think it'd be almost identical to what you're going to end up with. Over.
Okay, so spacing up and down and sideways is largely a function of boom length,
Well, it's a function of beam width and gain. So you're trying to couple the fields of the antenna so that you get an optimum coupling. And the optimum coupling occurs when your first side lobes are down 13 dB typical. That's a guess, plus or minus a dB or so. It's not that critical. But that's where your optimum gain and your optimum spacing occurs at. But it is at those frequencies, 1 inch can be can be not a tenth of an inch, but a 1 inch can make a small, tiny difference that you would be able to measure over.
KM6 SRR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, the stacking distance on the CM, let's see, what is it, 35s. They say 29 inches high and 29 inches wide. And we've got Nevada still waiting, I think.
I know we do. Okay, so about 30 inches on that one. Then is the other one in the catalog on the website also the 50, XCM 50?
Yeah, let me look.
inches. Yeah, well, I made my H-frame out of 1.5 inch square stock, so, and a piece of round stuff to go through the elevation unit, so it won't be that difficult to. Well, I was even thinking about leaving some extra on there. I wish I had it now. Actually, it'll be pretty easy. All I have to do is take that round stock that goes through it and make that longer, so it'll be actually, it won't be too hard.
Well, let's talk about that. It would be better if it wasn't metal.
See a 23 CM50.
What is it? You don't see one?
Yeah, 23 CM50. It's not on the website.
Well, is there anything bigger than the 35 on the website, or don't we advertise it?
I don't think you advertise it. The biggest I see is the 35.
Okay. We'd have to call Robert. Robert's got it. I don't know why that's not on the website. We sell the antenna. It's been on the market for 5 years. I've got one here in the garage. All right. Let's talk about it more on the phone or tomorrow on 6 meters later. We get guys in Nevada checked in. We're running really, really late tonight, Dave. WA6LOL, K6MYC.
All right. Well, thanks, Mike. And, I'm glad I talked to you about that. So, anyway, I know on the 2 meter ones, I really went through a lot studying the, if you go a little wider, a little narrower with the, you pull in your side lobes, and I wanted less noise. That was a big consideration. I'd give up a quarter of a dB forward gain to get the sides dropped down by 4 or 5 dB, which made sense to me because I'm just getting bombarded with noise, So, all right, well, I'm going to let you go to get up to Nevada. Thanks, Mike. K6MYC, WA6LOL, clear and listening.
Okay, anybody else still here before I go to Nevada? K6MYC taking check-ins. Bozo Net. All quiet. Here we come, Nevada. Sorry about that. Okay, here we are to Nevada. Sorry to keep you waiting so long, Richard and the gang, Eric and all. KD6BQ, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249.
Yeah, we got you in a long time ago, of course, on CW. Let's see if Eric's there tonight. KE7 Victor Alpha Zulu. K7, I should say, K7VAZ, K6MYC.
And 7VAZ, KD6BQ, you out there? Yeah, Mike's calling you. You copy anything there, Mike?
Well, I heard a word or two, but it was so short I wasn't able to peek on him.
Oh, I'll ask Eric to give you some chatter so you can peek on him. Go ahead, Eric.
November 7, Victor Alpha Zulu, N7VAZ, Delta 9090, Bozo 1193, 1193, over.
Gotcha, solid copy now. I just wasn't pointed right. And sometimes the path changes here. The antennas don't change, but the path does, and that's why I have to peek when I'm looking for weak signals. Thank you, Eric. 1193, we got you, and that was Q5. N7, Victor Alpha Zulu, thank you, and thank you, Richard, for helping him stay on for us here. I'm going to go quickly. Don't run away, but we'll let Eric, Rob will come in and give you a report in just a second. Let me just get Daniel in here. KE7UQL, Daniel.
Here is 272, KE7UQL, over.
Got 272, nice signal without even moving the antenna, so I'll leave it like it is. You want to check and see if Greg is there, K7, W7DAI. Greg, are you there?
W7DAI, KE7UQL, are you there, Greg?
How about K7SUN? I don't hear anybody, Daniel.
Okay, K7SUN, Stan, are you there?
A little bit toward me. K7SUN, Bozo number 442, Mike.
Roger.
You can zero in on me a little bit better. So I'm watching the map there on YouTube. So, yeah, it looks like you get that line pointed toward Fallon over.
Yeah, we've got you. I just wasn't pointed toward Fallon. K7SUN, K6MYC. Not as strong as usual, but we've got you in here. Thank you very much, Dan, for 2 weeks in a row. I can't believe it. Hi. Good to hear you. Let me see who Rob is copying here. KM6SRR. Rob, go ahead. K6MYC.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, I just pointed over towards Stan. He wasn't talking, so I'm not sure if I'm copying him or not there. But I was hearing Richard and Daniel fine. I wonder if Larry's in there on 7WT.
Nope. Yes, I hear you, Stan. It's a little fluttery. We don't have a very good path. This is the weakest I have ever heard you. So the path is down tonight a little bit. Maybe it's because it's late. I don't know. But we hear you. Rob, did you get him that time?
Yeah, I heard Stan there. How you doing, Stan? K7SUN, KM6SR.
Well, there you came up, so hopefully I came back up a little bit too. So, yeah, you came up very nice there, Rob, over.
You did too.
Yep, copy that, Stan. Thank you. Okay, Mike.
Say hello to Daniel and Richard and Eric.
Okay, that should be better for Daniel and Richard. KD6BQ and KE7UQL, KM6SR.
Yeah, good evening, Rob, KM6SR, KD6BQ. You're about an S7S8, over.
Roger, you're kind of weak, but I got a good copy on you. How you doing there, Daniel? Roger, Daniel. Barely hearing you, but got to have a copy on you. Let me go back up to see if I can hear Eric. N7VAZ, KM6SR.
Eric, Rob's calling you. You copy? Yeah, Rob, Eric says he can tell you're in there but cannot copy. Over.
Yeah, it's down at the moment. The path is really poor. Even you're down a lot, Richard, from normal. Your signal's way down from normal. But we heard Eric come back a little bit, but he wasn't readable when he came back that time. 73s, guys, sorry to keep you waiting so long. I apologize, but we got a couple of technical issues that we had to cover on the frequencies here. We sort of got one every evening is okay, but we got 2 in the evening this evening. So it took longer than it should have there. 7-3, we'll see you tomorrow. Daniel, 222. And Richard, we'll see you on 6. 73s, KD6BQ, KE7VAZ, KE7UQL, and K7SUN. Thank you, Stan. Thank you, Daniel. Good evening.
That 73 Mike, you're up on a peak now.
Yeah, there it is. It's all over the place, isn't it?
KE7UQL,
7-3, Daniel.
You're coming strong there, Mike, K7SUN.
Yeah, you're way up now, too, Stan. It's just the band. It's up and down.
Roger. Yeah, you're nice and loud now. So, and Rob was nice and loud when he was talking to Daniel. So, anyway, 73, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Stan. Hopefully we hear you more often in here from Fallon, Nevada. It's good to have quite a few guys up in your direction, DMO8, DMO9. Are you in DMO9?
Yeah, I'm in Delta Mike 09. It's another, 50 miles, 45 miles over to the edge. So, yeah, it's still further to the east.
Yeah, very good. Okay, well, great to hear you. We missed you in the contest, but of course you may not have been working the contest like we all did. I worked about 80 to 100 stations, or 100 contacts anyway, something like that. We do a big thing on Saturday night during the contest, and we'll do it again in September if I'm still here. Hi. 7-3 all, K6MYC, 7-3. Want to try for Porterville, or do you think it's too late, Rob?
Oh, we could probably try. 7-3 guys up there in Nevada, KM6SRR. Yep, you guys are loud now, too.
KE6BK, KE6MYC. Are you around this late there? KE6BK, K6MYC. Eddie? We're pretty late. Anybody else down south? How about KE6VGW? No, let's see. KE6VG. Are you here? KB6RQU. A couple of people missing down there in Visalia and Lake Isabella. And Porterville. K6MYC Bozo Net, beaming south. I'm going to give it a try, Rob.
Yeah. KE6BK. Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KE6BK. This is KM6SRR with K6MYC. Standing by.
KM6SRR, KE6BK. Good evening, guys.
Good evening, Eddie. Guess I woke you up, huh? I guess turning up that 1500 watts helped.
Yeah, well, I'm just doing 50, so that's good. Yeah, 1500 is plenty.
Yep, roger on that. I had to wake you up. You're coming, getting you about an S2, S3.
All right, well, at least I'm making it up there. That's all that counts.
Yeah, you're very loud here, Eddie. Good copy here, no problem. KE6BK, K6IC. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for staying up so late with us here. Over.
Hey, no problem, Mike. No problem. Good to hear you guys out there.
Okay, Eddie. We'll see you on the Aries Nets tomorrow night there. KE6BK, KM6SR 73.
All right, KM6SRR and K6MYC. You guys have a great week. Be safe. KE6BK.
Is he distorting, or is it just me, Rob?
No, I heard a little bit of distortion on there. I'm not sure where it was coming from. If it was on my radio or not.
You're hitting it a little hard on the audio, Eddie. That's you're driving it into distortion, but everything else is okay. It's just on the peak. So over.
All right. Well, thanks. Move the mic back a little bit more.
Oh, I know what it is. You're actually pulling your oscillator. Your power supply voltage must be dropping on you. You may have a weak connection to your power supply. Sometimes you'll get a voltage drop across a weak connection, and it makes your radio go out of lock. Over.
All right. Well, we'll check that tomorrow. And see how things are working. We'll check you out for you. Have a good one.
He's going into FM mode, Rob. That's what he's doing.
Okay, 73, Eddie.
Yeah, you could hear it start to. It's pulling a frequency with each cycle of his audio. That's pulling the main oscillator in the radio. Probably, I think that's what the problem is. It's not distortion in the audio chain. It's distortion from the frequency being pulled. He's losing lock in the main oscillator. And that'll be my comment for the evening.
Sounds good by me. I can't tell you one way or the other.
Well, I just know that from experience, Rob. I've been around a couple of years more than you have, and I've heard this stuff before. And it was quite common in the old days when we didn't have good oscillators and frequency lock and stuff. If a guy, particularly when the power supply is weak, you start running 8 or 9 volts on a 12-volt radio, and they start to do that.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, Rob, good evening to you. I haven't heard Mark in here. I thought we'd have Mark before we signed off. Mark, are you there, K6MTS? He's still celebrating Father's Day. OIB must be doing the same thing. And KC5DTU also with his daughter.
Yeah, with Kerry, that's a given. The other guys, probably so.
Well, we missed AAJ and AA6S. By the way, I had a long round table with AA6S Bill the other night, and when I was working ZS1 Papa Zulu, he couldn't hear Peter very well. But he was in there, and he got a report back and forth from Peter. He's got a 2-element Mosley, but it's not much of a performer. And of course, I've got the good location here. But he was in there. We had a round table with Bill for about an hour on 40 the other night.
Well, that sounds good. Yeah, I kind of missed our 1296 QSO with Ralph down there on Friday night. I barbecued a nice big steak and was busy eating it there and forgot all about it. We also had strawberry and blackberry shortcake.
Well, you didn't save any for me, did you? Or do you have it in a little cup and you're going to bring it over?
Well, it didn't say cookie on it. I didn't think you were interested.
I just finished, I had a little tiny piece of it. There's a little bit of Matt's birthday cake left. It was ice cream cake, so it's easy to save. I stuck it in I took it off the main cake holder. You know, that's a big old bulky cake holder thing. And it takes up a lot of space in the refrigerator. And I got the cake down to a quarter, and I put it into a smaller container. It is in the freezer waiting for the next occasion, I guess, or whenever I feel so inclined. But it's so sugary, I hate to eat them too much.
Yeah, but they're so good.
Oh, yeah. I like the idea of the strawberry. What other one you had?
Yeah, strawberry and blackberries. My wife likes to put them on in little chunks, but my dad always used to smash them up and make a good gooey stuff out of them. I love that way.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I got to go to Walmart and get ice cream now.
Oh, gosh darn it.
You guys talking like that, I'm drooling.
Yeah, me too. I got to go ahead and have mine now. All right, 7-3s, guys. I'm going to say K6MYC, Bozo 47, signing off from Delta Mike 07 Delta Bravo, closing the 144-240 Bozo Net on June 21, I think. June 21 tonight, right?
Yep, best I can tell. And you guys are killing me. I don't have any ice cream to snack on.
Boy, I haven't trained the wife to keep ice cream in the refrigerator?
Well, it wouldn't last in the refrigerator, but yeah, I asked her about it, and she said, well, she had so many errands that day, it wouldn't have made it home.
I see. Okay.
Boy, you guys are loud.
On the backside?
Yeah, you guys are loud up here in Modesto. I mean, you're still 40 over, Mike, from the back.
Is this you, Mario?
No, this is John, KD6WVO.
Well, I'll be darned. Yeah, you're very loud off the backside. I'm pointed right down toward Porterville and Visalia, in that area. All right. I guess you finished your barbecue.
Oh, yeah. I cut my 3.5-pound tomahawk up there. Rob's loud, too. I don't know. Everybody was loud tonight.
Yeah, I'm pointed up to you now, but I was pointed up to Dave, which is just about another 30 degrees off you.
You're loud here.
I don't know. It's good conditions tonight.
Yep. Well, anyway, good night, guys. I'm going to go in the house. I'm kind of tired. Long net here. Shouldn't have made it as long as I did, but that's what happens when we get into technical, little touchy little discussions like Dave's thing. It's just a little too specific for most of the guys. They won't get much out of that. If it's real light technical, it's better for everybody, Dave, as you might guess. But when you get into the real little nitty-gritty of the 2 inches this way and that way, and the side lobes down 13 instead of 14 dB and all the rest of that, that's too heavy for the net.
Not for me, Mike. KM6SR.
Okay.
Yeah, Rob, you're like 40 over here. Sounding good. You guys have a good evening. KD6WVO.
Good night, John.
Okay, John. KD6WVL, KM6SR, 73.
73.
Right, John.
Good night, Mike. K6US.
Good night, Aaron. Good night, Dave.
Good night, Mike.
Good night, Dave. K6 LOL, KM6SR.
He doesn't have a K.
What's your count, Dave? Rob?
WA6 LOL, sorry. I've got a count of 42, Mike.
Okay, about right. Thank you.
Did you order those the preamps, Rob?
Yeah, I ordered from the new guy, and they said they shipped them off, so they're supposed to be here somewhere around July 1st, I guess.
Yeah, normally you can save a couple of bucks if you don't care, like if